It's February 4th. It's another edition of our Hot Shot Secret Facebook and YouTube Live, episode 126. 126. Getting up there. We have a special guest today. Me.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
But besides me...
You jumped on there for a second last week.
I made a cameo up here, that's right. But no, we really do have a special guest. Justin Zeigler from Zeigler Diesel Performance will be with us. So we're looking forward to chatting with him. And you guys can find out all about what he's up to. So let's talk a little bit about your racing side of things. I remember if we reverse the clock back to 2019, you had shared with me some of your plans for 2020. And as we all know, 2020 kind of went crazy, but you're making the leap up to building a UCC truck.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without the help of you guys, D&J, have made this dream reality.
And you've had some pretty insane builds, and then it's almost hard to keep up with you. Then I saw all of a sudden you built this crazy truck, and then I saw you put it up for sale. I'm like, what's he doing? And then with UCC being canceled, the next UCC-like event, which is, for those that don't know, Ultimate Callout Challenge is a battle of the baddest trucks in America that do a drag pull or a drag race, a sled pull, and a dyno pull in 3 different days. So it's kind of a battle of the best, and you kind of really have to have a specialized truck that can. I could be wrong. I think accomplishment of the year. I know you work with Firepunk a lot. Like they do some of your customers' tuning and so forth, and they work on your trucks as well for those type of needs. Were you not number 1 on the board for 2020 in horsepower?
I was. At the end of 2020, we were the top. Beginning of the year, we was second. Switched over to the D&J engine with a little bit of and finding a tire, pulled the dyno, and went down there and he went over 2K. Really not even trying that.
Not too hard. Yeah, I saw your
easy.
Yeah, I saw Firepunk's end of the year YouTube video, and they're kind of buttoning everything up, and that number was still up there, number 1. So that's quite a feat because everybody knows there's a lot of bad trucks that go on Firepunk's dyno. So and every year we're seeing in diesel motorsports just advancing by leaps and bounds. So to be the defending Firepunk dyno champion, I mean you can't be more happy than anything like that. So congrats on that, brother.
Thank you.
So what's next? So now you had this weird 2020, and are you going back to UCC? Do you have other plans? Are you getting? I remember I saw your face out at some outlaw diesel stuff last year, and I don't get to see you on the whole circuit all the time, but I remember the one thing. I think where was it? I think it was Scheid.
Yeah.
And you were just so in the zone, man. It was like Friday night or something, like after all the racing was done, and Scheid of all places, where people are relaxing a little bit. And this guy's just, why don't you give a plug to where people could find you, what you're doing with your builds, your shop, and all that good stuff.
For the most part, we're Zeigler Diesel Performance. We got a Instagram page. Shop here runs that. I think it's pretty much.
It's not hard to find.
Try to keep it simple.
Yep, you Google it and you'll see. And what I like is his colors are very hot shotty.
Yeah. So the engine was a Zeigler Performance.
Yeah, you had the engine up a minute ago.
Not the hot shots green.
No, we do not put any laws out there saying you can't do green in the engine bay. Some people do that, but we're cool with it. We like to see more of it. So, but it's a sweet truck, and I love the wrap on it too. The side of the truck's just mean. But Well, thanks for coming on, bud. I know you got to get back to work, but we appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. And I look forward to seeing you, I guess, just here in a few weeks. I'll be down in Florida, and we'll get that truck back on the track where it belongs and see what it can do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, bud. Take care, man.
Well,
That was Mr. Justin Zeigler from Zeigler Diesel Performance.
Oh,
So let's get into this G56 stuff.
Let's.
Okay. What is G56 transmission? Let's start from the top. What is it? Like, what's it used for? What applications?
It is for the G56 transmission.
Imagine that.
Ta-da! No, that was that's the most creative we could come up with for a name.
And can it be used in anything else?
Certainly.
It can.
I'm not allowed to say that, but yeah,
Right.
like a lot of trucks use a 50 weight gear oil.
Right.
That works fine in those manual transmissions as well.
And are you talking about 50-weight gear oil on the gear spectrum? Or
It's the oil spectrum, but everybody calls it gear oil.
Right. So
So the 50 weight starts with an M and ends with oval. A lot of folks use a 50 weight for that in their big rigs.
Yep.
And this works fantastic in that application as well.
interesting. We'll have to talk to Steve Summers about that.
We should.
So
He won't answer my calls.
why? I got his number.
I've got it too.
Why is the
Call it number three.
G56 a specialty fluid? Like why is this different?
Wow. I think I know where you're leading this question,
Mm-hmm.
and it says bad things about your people.
Oh, Mopar.
Right?
I was like, my people.
My people. All right. Honestly, the big folks don't want to have a specialty fluid. Too many dealers, small shops, things of that nature to carry an extra product.
Right.
So they're like, meh, AT4, that'll work.
And the truth of the matter is that the G56 transmission is pretty rare. It's 5-speed
You
manual.
wouldn't think of it with how much we're selling.
I know.
Like, that's what I thought. I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's why that's why I'm saying
it's
this is kind of
crazy.
this product really is kind of the epitome of how
Are they-
Hot Shots works here. So the G56 transmission is found in Dodge Rams, heavy duty trucks with a manual transmission.
Right.
There's not a lot of them out there. It's just, I mean, the high majority of them are all automatic transmissions. So that's what keeps Fire Punk in business, is all those Ram automatic transmissions. So what had happened was FCA, Chrysler, Mopar, Ram, whatever you want to call them, when they developed this transmission and put it in the trucks, there's such a low volume of these trucks out there that it was not cost effective for these billion-dollar organizations to actually design a lubricant for the transmission that they designed. So it was left without a proper fluid. They knew it from the gate, but it's one of those decisions where you got some bean counters that have to make decisions, and if they develop a fluid for it, it's going to cost a lot of money for product development, research, all that stuff. And then they're going to require every single Ram dealership across the country to keep this stuff in stock, just in case a G56 shows up and needs a train service. And they would have more G56 fluid on the shelves nationwide at Ram dealerships than there are trucks.
Right.
So they just say,
Meh, AT4.
that's what they're throwing in, right?
Throw it in.
They put ATF plus 4 in it. And they know from the start ATF plus 4 is not the way to go.
Right.
Now, this has been a problem for many years. It was brought to us. We always tell you out there, if you know there's a model-specific problem, bring it to us. That's what we thrive in. That's what we love, trying to fix these problems. And this has been a problem for a long time. What's the symptoms they see with the ATF plus 4 in there?
The biggest one is the rollover noise. Especially if you upgrade the flywheel and clutch assembly, it gets real noisy.
Real noisy.
Shift gear engagement is another one.
Heat too.
They run hot.
Run
absolutely.
hot. So they're just annoying. They're hot. They're noisy. They don't work well. And this is off
Are we
a.
talking about transmissions?
And this is off a. You know, a
He
new
switches
truck you
subjects.
could buy.